If you have a picture of a hyperbola, you can find the equation for it. Start with what's the center. In this case, it's 0, 0. So it's going to be x squared, y squared. It's not going to be x minus anything. Or it isn't not going to be parentheses x minus something, or parentheses y minus or y plus something. Next decision is where should the minus go. And if the hyperbola is an up-down hyperbola, you put the minus over here and the plus here. Otherwise, we go the other way. Now this box tells me that I can see that I went 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right and 4 to the left, so I put 4 squared underneath the x squared, and I went up 2 and down 2, so I put 2 squared underneath the y squared. Now sometimes my given information is not the entire graph, but some given information, like in this case I'm being told the foci are at 3, 0 and minus 3, 0, and the vertices are at 1, 0 and minus 1, 0. So this means my picture roughly looks something like that. First thing to notice is that in between the two foci, or the two vertices, is the center. So this one is centered at 0, 0, so that's good. So it's x squared, y squared. Secondly, because this is a left-right hyperbola, we're going to put a plus here and a minus there. Now, we know, if we don't have this box, but if we did, we can see that it's right one, left one, so that means we put a 1 squared underneath the x squared. But what we don't know right offhand is how high and low is this box. That's where we utilize the fact that c equals 3 and a equals 1 and c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So 9 equals 1 plus b squared, and b squared equals 8. And actually b squared is what goes underneath here anyway, so I'll just write the 8. And that's one of the situations we want to be ready for. Okay, here's another situation where we're told the vertices are 0 plus minus 6. Oops, those are actually up and down. Okay, just from that, we can do a lot of stuff. We know the center is 0, 0 because it's halfway between. And I have x squared over plus y squared over 1. If it's up down like this, we want to put a minus there and a plus there. And since the up down of the box, whatever the box is 6, we're going to put a 36 underneath the y squared. But we don't know what the left right is, at least not right off the bat, but that's where the asymptote is going to come in handy. If the equation is y equals 2x, and we know that this point here has a y coordinate of 6, we can plug 6 in for y and get 2x, and x equals 3. So the corner of the box is 3, 6. That means that this value is 3, 0. That's the right left from the box, so we put a 9 under there. Another scenario is if I'm given the foci and the asymptotes. This one's harder. 20 square root of 29 is 5 point something. All we can really do is kind of go like that right now. So we don't know a lot of information. We know the center is at 0, 0, so that simplifies things a bit. It's a left-right hyperbola, so we put a plus here and a minus there. But unlike the last example where we knew A, in this one we don't know A or B. All we know is that C equals the square root of 29. But we're told these asymptotes are 5 over 2. Doesn't seem like a lot of information, but it's actually going to come in handy because the slope of the asymptote, whatever A is, it's this. And whatever B is, it's that, which is also this over here. So the slope of the asymptote is going to be B over A. So 5 over 2, which is the slope of the asymptote, is equal to B over A. And if you square both sides, you get 25 over 4 equals B squared over A squared, which means that B squared is 25 over 4A squared. Why did I square both sides? Well, I squared both sides because I'm going to figure out a and b by using the fact that c squared equals a squared plus b squared. We know that c is the square root of 29, so 29 equals a squared plus b squared, but b squared is 25 over 4a squared. And now I'm going to combine these to get 29 over 4a squared. Multiply both sides by 4 over 29 and get 4 equals a squared. So a squared is 4. The a squared goes underneath the one with the plus. And if b squared is 25 over 4a squared, it's 25 over 4 times 4, which is 25, which is the answer to that question. So those are the three scenarios we did in this lesson.